Hello YouTube, this is my first build video, so be gentle. And since I'm figuring out how to do this, you're very welcome to suggest any improvements in comments. I will actually listen to them. And let's cut straight to the chase, to the build, which is a Stunbot. So, build benefits. The first one is equipment progression acceleration. Stunbots synergize really well with puncture bros. The general idea is to, well, net some juicy enemy, stun them, and puncture him to death while he can't respond, probably for a few turns, which those enemies are usually raiders, bandit leaders, nomad leaders. In later stages of the game, those are hedge knights, executioners, assassins, fallen heroes. There are many enemies like this, which are juicy but dangerous, and well, with Stunbot you can farm them much more safely. And the second benefit is strength during arena battles, because in some cases you don't really want to bring a tank to the battle. And well, Stunbot is a tanky build. He also can disable enemy hedge knight or like any kind of this hard-hitting dangerous enemy, which usually is a single instance for an arena battle. You can disable this enemy for quite a few turns, and then you can safely kill his little friends like nomad leaders, nomads or brigand raiders, and finish this hedge knight later. Generally speaking, this build is really good at countering annoying strong enemies, because, well, if they stun, they can't do any harm to you. And there is one nuance, which is those guys can't stun orc warriors and huge beasts, which are unholds and lindworms and shards. So keep it in mind. And next benefit is having a backup tank is really useful, because, well, you don't want to have 3 mainstay tanks in your squad, because, well, they don't deal damage, and in the most fights you don't need 3 tanks. So Stunbot is a suitable replacement for cases when, well, you might not need a tank, but you might need someone who can stand and fight hedge knight and couple of raiders for a few turns without risk of dying. Another benefit is, well, maces are awesome. That's it. It's an awesome weapon type in Battle Brothers. The main attack is good, armor damage is good, base damage is good, armor penetration is fine. One of better, actually, not just fine, one of the best. Fatigue efficiency is okay. Secondary skill, which is stun, is awesome. So yeah, maces are very decent weapon that will never be useless. You will never feel like it's holding you down or pulling you down. And the last benefit, well, sometimes one of your brothers might get destroyed, but not to death, and Stunbot can bounce in, stun some enemies, and your brother will be able to walk away safely. So how this build works in general? There are 2 main avenues you can follow, or 2 main use cases. The first one is you want to stun some hedge knights, so somebody probably throws a net, he approaches the hedge knight and bonks him every now and then. And another option is to use him as a secondary tank, which means he engages with like 2 or 3 enemies and stays there, maybe bonking some more dangerous enemies from time to time. Stat priorities. So the first the most important stat for this build, without which it won't work, is obviously melee attack. You need to stun stuff reliably. So my benchmark is like 80 at least at level 11. The second most important stat is melee defense, but probably you're cooking a Stunbot because you're cooking Stunbot because these brothers projected melee defense is not particularly high. He doesn't have talents. His starting melee defense is not that high. So you try to level it as high as possible, but he probably will end up paying like 20 or something at level 11. The next stat is HP. You need to have at least 80, because less than 80 on an evil bro, it's just a matter of feels bad, because he's going to be very squishy, but the more the merrier. You need to have at least 60 resolve on a melee brother. For me, it's any melee brother. I just don't have frontliners at level 11 who have less than 60 resolve. And the last stat, but not the least important, because this guy will use a lot of stuns during the battle, he will need a lot of huge fatigue pool. So you want at least 120 fatigue pool at level 11. And again, the more the merrier. The more fatigue you will have, the later you will need to recover or stop stunning stuff. So, per progression. On the level 2, I prefer to take Colossus on those guys. On level 3, just to make them thicker. On level 3, I usually take Gifted. On level 4, I take Shield Mastery. Again, like just more. We are going the avenue of more stats. On level 5, it's a huge power spike, because you can stun much more reliably, because if you hit with your stun, you have stun. Mace Mastery gives you 100% chance to stun the target who is not immune to stun effect. The next level up is going to be Underdog, because again, this is well, I usually take Underdog on the most melee builds, because in this game you usually engage with more than 12 enemies. So probably your guys will be fighting 2 to 3 enemies. Nimble. Obviously, at level 7 you take Nimble, because this is the avenue of not S++ tier brothers who want to use weapon skills and use fatigue. And well, after that, build is sort of completed. You have some optional perks. It depends on what you like, what your team needs, etc. On your playstyle, etc., etc., etc. Notables for me are Indomitable, to have ability to, well, not being moved or stunned. As I've said, this build is a semi-tank build. Another one is Pathfinder. I play with Pathfinder every run, but some people skip it, so that's why this perk is in optional part. Another useful thing, but again, it's a matter of your playstyle, is rotation. I don't have rotation on my guys usually, but with Stunbot sometimes it's really convenient when you want to stun this hedge knight, and this hedge knight appear to be not at the place you want him to be. Well, you can swap some vulnerable brother out and start bonking this hedge knight, which is, as I've said, really convenient. In some cases, recover might be useful, but again, it depends a lot on your playstyle. Sometimes you won't use it at all. Taunt, again, I'm not using Taunt, but people use it on tanks, so maybe you are this Taunt user. 9 lives, it's a good insurance measure. So again, depending on your playstyle, you might take it. And another one is actually Spear Mastery. And by Spear Mastery, because, well, you have all the prerequisites of Spear Zoning Bro in this build, except Spear Mastery. So it can be a flex perk that you take, and suddenly your brother starts being triple purpose instead of being double purpose, which is he's decently tanky, he can stun stuff, or he can zone stuff. So in some fights when you actually don't want to stun anything, but maybe you want to keep crowds of ninjas out of your face, well, suddenly he's zoning bro, because zoning bros need high accuracy and high fatigue, and well, they also need resolve. Yeah, so that's probably one last important optional perks that I would mention. Also, maybe backs and belts, and maybe if you pick backs and belts, maybe you can take quick hands. But again, those are really optional. Backstabber might help you if your accuracy is a bit low, but for this brother, his accuracy is actually S tier, but or at least A tier, but his fatigue is a bit low, so I have recovered him. So, equipment setup. You obviously will wear some combination of nimble gear, like this for example, but generally aim for like 17 or less total fatigue used for headgear and chest piece. You know, it's okay to have like 33% nimble, not like perfect 40, it's totally fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah, you will obviously have your best mace equipped on 100 mace equipped on him probably. And the next thing you need is a good shield. In fights where shield durability is not important, you will have heater shield. In some other fights, it might be either Sipai shield, Sipai shield, or even Orc shield, if you need even more durable shield, or maybe some legendary shield that you've got. And the next optional slots are for me. Oh, I've also forgot Dagger. Next optional slots are Dagger, if you use him just as a melee bro who farms sometimes. Net, again, he throws a net and stuns stuff. Whip, in case you like with Whip, you can utilize his high accuracy and high fatigue at range, which is also really cute when you can disarm something at a high distance. Also, very important thing, don't throw them away when you get a couple of starting wooden sticks after thug fights or whatever. They're actually really useful when you want to farm some armor, because it's the lowest damage mace in the game. You will destroy the least amount of armor with wooden stick while stunning enemy, which translates into higher chances of getting this juicy armor that you are trying to farm. So when talking about build subvariants, I can probably recall only one, which is trash Stunbot or throwaway Stunbot or fodder Stunbot, whatever. So differentiator of this build is this brother has high fatigue, but this brother doesn't have that high melee accuracy, so you try to fix it with fast adaptation and backstabber, one of those, or maybe even two, depending on your peel. And yeah, pretty much everything else is pretty much the same. Power spikes. The first one is probably the moment when you get shield mastery and gifted online, which means this broad defensive stats should be pretty good, and his stats overall should be pretty good. And the next power spike is mace mastery, which means you can stun stuff reliably. Again, 100% chance to stun instead of 75% chance to stun on hit. And the next huge level up is level 7, when you get nimble, and suddenly this guy stops dying from 3 hits that connected, roughly. Everything else is sort of secondary, and it also depends on how do you cook him, what kind of secondary perks you pick after level 7. Final thoughts. I love building one of my starting brothers like this, to farm human enemies and to farm arenas. They are awesome. I don't build more than one per playthrough, usually, as long as one Stunbot is alive. If my Stunbot dies, I usually build another one. Yeah, it makes it easier to utilize some imperfect brothers, but with offensive potential. Keep in mind that those are not your main mega tank who can like indom, shield wall, and shield with 3 orc warriors banging him. This build probably won't be doing this kind of heavy tanking, but well, he can chill with 3 raiders and be just fine, or with your late game, maybe with 3 reavers and be fine for quite some time. Generally speaking, avoid making too many tanks. You won't need 3 per fight, even probably you will need 1 per fight or 0. In some fights you might need 3, but usually having more than 3 dedicated tanks per team is too much. So with this build you can have your tanky shield bro for Lindworm fights, and well, use him as decently offensive bro in other fights. And Praise the Sun. Don't pick dodge on Battleforge Brothers unless you know what you're doing, and have a nice time. First build videos. Blah, 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 blah.